Welcome to Ultimate Education Study channel. I hope so far you might have subscribed our channel, and if not, please like, share and subscribe our channel to enable us to give you more and more detailed studies. Hello friends, Farooq sir here with the conclusive final part of human reproduction, that is part 4. So let us begin the explanation. Now we discuss the fertilization. So what is the fertilization? The process of fusion of sperm with ovum is called fertilization. During coitus, the semen is released into vagina. The motile sperms swim rapidly to reach the junction of isthmus and ampulla of fallopian tube. The ovum also reaches there, and the fusion of gametes take place at ampullary isthmic junction. The acrosome of sperm undergoes acrosomal reaction and releases certain sperms. Lysins, which dissolves the egg envelope locally and make the path for the penetration of the sperm. These sperm lysins contain a lysing enzyme which is called hyaluronidase, which dissolves the hyaluronic acid polymers in the intercellular spaces which holds the granulosa cells of corona radiata together. Corona penetrating enzyme that dissolves the corona radiata, and acrosin, which dissolves the zona pellucida. This way it dissolves the zona pellucida. Now, immediately after the entry of a sperm into the egg, the latter shows a cortical reaction to check the entry of more sperms. In this reaction, the cortical granules present beneath the egg's plasma membrane release chemical substance between the ooplasm and the plasma membrane. The plasma membrane is called vitelline membrane. These substances raise the vitelline membrane above the egg surface. The elevated vitelline membrane is called fertilization membrane. The increased space between the ooplasm and the fertilization membrane and the chemical present in it effectively check the entry of other sperm. If polyspermy occurs, that is, more than one sperm enter the secondary oocyte, sometimes it happens, the resulting cell has too much genetic material to develop normally. Now, the fertilization and cortical reactions both are very much explained in this given diagram, where you can see that the whole process takes in 6 steps. The first, how the sperm approaches the egg, right? Egg, that is ovum, and then how it digests the jelly coat to penetrate into the ovum, right? Then the third step, wherein the sperm enters and releases proteins and enter into the vitelline layer, that is vitelline membrane, and then to the plasma membrane. As soon as it penetrates into the plasma membrane, right, then what happens? The nucleus of the sperm, that is called sperm nucleus, is released inside the ovum. It meets the egg nucleus, and then the other, what happens? The fertilization membrane again forms outside and then undergoes the another division, that is mitotic, meiosis, and so on. The division will take place, right? Now we shall see how the process of the implantation take place. Implantation means the implantation of fertilized egg into the uterus. But before that, so many stages are there that we have to discuss. What happens actually? The haploid gametes, right? It fuse together to form the diploid zygote. The sperm nucleus and the ovum nucleus, when they fuse together, then it gives rise to diploid zygote. The zygote moves towards the uterus in a very systematic way, right? Here in the given figure, it is very elaborately and explanatory, the version is given. So on first day, what happens? The first cleavage take place and the zygote is divided into two cells, right? Another change is going on. It is called mitotic division, and in which what happens that this egg forms 2, 4, 8 or 16 cleavages, right? And that cell, now it is called blastomere. The blastomeres with 8 to 16 cells is called morula. Now the morula divide to chain into blastocytes. The blastomeres in the blastocytes are arranged into an outer layer which is called trophoblast, and an inner group of cells attached to trophoblast called the inner cell mass. Now what happens? Now the outer layer of blastocyst is called trophoblast, which attach itself with the endometrium of uterus, and this process is called implantation that leads to the pregnancy. After the implantation, the embryonic development takes place. The finger-like projection on trophoblast after implantation is called chorionic villi. That along with uterine wall forms functional unit between developing embryo and maternal body is called, this structure is called placenta. Now the placenta, it is attached with fetus with an umbilical cord, very important one, umbilical cord, which transport food and oxygen to embryo, without which it is not possible for an embryo to survive, right? So this umbilical cord, it is very, very important, which after the birth, that is cut up and then it is coiled. So after the implantation, what happens? The inner cell mass, that is embryo, it differentiates into an outer layer which is called ectoderm and an inner layer which is called endoderm and a mid layer which is called mesoderm. These three layers give rise to all tissues, that is organs in the adults. Now the ectoderm layer develops in nervous system, brain, spinal cord, epidermis, hair, nails and etc. Right? Now the mesoderm layer, it forms connective tissues, muscles, circulatory system, notochord, bones, kidneys and other gonads. The endoderm layer forms internal organs like stomach, liver, pancreas, bladder, lung, gut lining, etc. It is important to note that the inner cell mass contains certain cells which are called stem cells, which have the potency to give rise to all the tissues and organs. In human, what happens after the 1 month of pregnancy? The embryo's heart is formed. This is the very first organ in human being, that is heart. Heart is formed first, right? And by the end of the 2nd month, the limbs and digits are formed. By the end of 4 months, the major organs and external genital organs are well developed, as we can see in the given diagram at the below, right? I have tried my best to give more explanation, which you can see. What happens after 4 months? The first movement of fetus is observed in 5th month. What happens? Sometime the pregnant woman says, that she is feeling some sensitiveness, some motion inside her belly. Right? So what is that? That is the movement of fetus which is observed in 5th month. By the end of 24 weeks, that is 6 months, the body is covered with fine hair, eyelids and eyelashes are also formed. At the end of 9 months, the fetus is fully developed. After the fully developed fetus, the another process is parturition. The parturition is the process of delivery of fully developed fetus is called parturition. That is, in commonly it is called as delivery of the baby. Signals for parturition originates from the fully developed fetus and placenta inducing mild uterine contractions called fetal ejection reflex. It triggers the release of oxytocin from maternal pituitary. Then the last part of human reproductive system is lactation. The mammary glands of female start producing milk to the end of pregnancy by the process of lactation. The milk produced during the initial few days of lactation is called colostrum. This colostrum is very, very important because it contains many antibodies which can and which is preventive to the baby from the diseases. Many diseases can be prevented. That's why nowadays the doctors prefer that the baby should be fed up with the mother milk, the first mother milk. That is very, very important. Thank you friends for watching Ultimate Education Center study video. I hope you must have enjoyed and you must have learned something nicely. We will be back with another videos very soon. Till then, have a nice period.